A very warm welcome to Madam Jessie. Okay, today I would like to present regarding security audit for the subject DFS 50113. So today I'm going to present about steps to audit web application. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Darwin Danraj from DDTS5 metric number 01DDT19F2041. Okay, let's jump into steps to audit web application. So basically, we're gonna see what is website security audit first of all. Okay, a website security audit examines your website and its server for existing or potential vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. So, for an example, a vulnerability is there. Such an example for, let's say, WhatsApp web for chat backups doesn't have end-to-end encryption. So anyone could interfere and find that little bit of vulnerability that doesn't have encryption and can use Wireshark to trace out what are the texts you are messaging others. So if a hackers could do that, it is called hackers could exploit it. It covers the entire infrastructure of your website from the core software to extension. So it covers all of the websites from like kernel service and any etc service that you implement in your websites. So themes, server settings, SSL connections, configurations, and so on. These all could lead to any vulnerabilities that doesn't uh, easy to see by others who are using the website. Only security auditors and IT expert can identify them. So the first step to audit web application is to review the web application. So there are three phases in security audit. First of all is pre-assessment, assessment, and post-assessment. So by review the web application, we know that what are the issues the web application are facing and what are the things that occurring and why are the reasons and so on stuff. By understanding the components, we can plan a strategy to address all of the potential security vulnerabilities, performance bottlenecks, and other issues that can arise from neglected applications. Let's say a security vulnerability is there and the performance of an web application, it goes like crash when you are using a button and so on. So it is what we are going to review in this feature first of all. So we find what's the problem we are facing and we are going to keep it under pre-assessment phase. And the second step is to access the security. So first of all, we find what's the issue, right? So right now we have to find more regarding it. So what are the reason that causing the issues? Maybe if a data leakage occur, there might be a SQL injection that are being injected by any hackers. A broken authentication, let's say an authentication could prevent some hackers. If it's broken, it's more vulnerable and sensitive data exposure, just like anything like keyloggers are in your device and so on. So that could lead for hackers to steal and sell the data at dark web and so on. Security misconfiguration would lead to a problem as well. Components with unknown vulnerabilities. We have been using lots of components to create a web and so on, just like tools, the extension and so on we would be implementing, and to check HTML codes and so on we would be even putting in. We don't know what are working against our expectation, right? So in this phase we would find it all. And step 3, check compatibility. So this is the step that allows to check all the system use web security features and others are up to date as well. So basically we are gonna use tools, basically just like Nexus tool and so on tool, so Wireshark and so on. So these tools are allow us to check what are the vulnerabilities and so on, right? So this is called assessment phase, and we are going to find that other features are also up to date, because there would be a lot of patches coming on to close the vulnerabilities and so on for the hackers, so that they won't misuse it and reduce the reputation of any companies of software right there. So this is how you have to check compatibility, and the softwares are up to date, even operating system and so on. So we are focusing on web applications, so we have to check on web applications are up to date, and any others are that implementing in that website. Step 4, run code metrics. Okay, after we have discovered it, this is the process where we would get performance, complexity, error rates, and other issues, so that it can be guided for upgrading process. There are many tools to find this as well. So as well as like your performance, how many user can come into it, and so on. The complexity and error rates. If you're clicking on a payment button, it shows the error code and how many times it does occur and how does it perform for an online shopping online application, let's say. So that's how this step would provide an insight, like 55 out of 100 that does cause error rates in this website, which is more and more causing a serious sensitive issue for the owner of uh, online shopping website, let's say. It's how, so we should run security audits. Okay, next. So next is gather recommendation. We have done the error rates and so on, right? So after it, we are going to gather the insights, and we are going to think what are the solutions out there to solve these kind of problems. So this is the crucial state that everyone has to come, because we might found any problems, but we could ignore it easily. So we shouldn't do that, and we should find it, because we are professional security auditors. So this step is to make a recommendation based on the four audited areas, just like I've said. So this is how it runs. So this gives a bigger picture how the web need to upgrade from various perspective to an organization. Let's say I have said that shopping website, right? So that website is having issues, right? The web organization doesn't understand what are the technologies and so on. So by giving these error rates and so on, they know how important is it is, how critical is it, how moderate it is, how normal is it for close the gap between the vulnerabilities and so on. So this gives a bigger picture for them. So developers will use it for future reference to implement fixes and upgrade web accordingly as well, because this is the state that we could come with the solution in just document forms to present to our clients. So that's all. That's the fifth step, and that's easy to understand, of course. And thank you for everyone for listening. Thank you.